Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Thursday, October 5. In Squiz Kids Today, victory for vaccine creators, a skydiving centenarian, fast food fakery, and the bed bug busters. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
It's Nobel Prize Week in Sweden, where awards are given out to people who have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind in the last year. The Nobel Prizes were first held more than 120 years ago in 1901, and they're this week being awarded in Stockholm. Prizes are awarded in the categories of physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, economics, and peace. And the winners in each category, who are called laureates, receive a 24-carat gold-plated medal, a diploma, and more than $1.5 million. The awards will run for a week, but the prize for medicine has already been announced. It's being shared by two scientists who have developed the technology used in the vaccines that saved countless lives in the fight against COVID-19. Vaccines work by introducing the body to a part of a virus or bacteria without causing an infection. That way, if the person does later catch the disease, their body is prepared to fight it off. We've got a shortcut all about the Nobel Prize and its founder, Alfred Nobel, who invented dynamite. I've stuck a link in your episode notes if you'd like to take a listen. And while we're on the topic of vaccines, the first ever affordable vaccine against malaria, which is the world's third most deadly disease for children, has been approved for use by the World Health Organization. There are plans to make over 100 million doses available each year, many of which will go to countries in Africa, where most of the world's malaria infections take place. Now that's some great news.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've almost landed in Illinois in the US of A, where we're 4,000 meters above the ground, watching as 104-year-old Dorothy Hoffner jumps out of a perfectly good plane in an attempt to gain the Guinness World Record as the world's oldest skydiver. Hold on a sec, we're about to land. Dorothy, who completed her first ever skydive when she turned 100, ditched her walking frame as she boarded a plane and announced, "Let's go, Geronimo!" before being strapped to an instructor for a tandem, meaning that two people jump together, skydive. She tumbled out of the plane into a perfect forward roll before popping open her parachute and returning to Earth after 7 adrenaline-filled minutes. Dorothy's windswept white hair streamed out behind her as she stuck her legs out and plopped gracefully back onto the grassy ground. Dorothy, who turns 105 in December, hopes to make a hot air balloon flight as her next adventure. Stay tuned for updates.
Animal Kingdom.
Has anyone ever told you to sleep tight? Don't let the bed bugs bite. Well, we interrupt normal podcasting to announce that the city of Paris, France, is at war with bed bugs. These teeny tiny insects, which are about the size of your little fingernail, have overrun the city of Paris. No longer content to live in people's mattresses and bedding at home, they have ventured out onto trains and buses and into cinemas, catching rides in clothing or on luggage. They'll find a home anywhere there's a dark, cozy corner that they can hide in while waiting for an unsuspecting human or pet to provide them with a meal. Yep, that's right. Bedbugs need blood in order to grow. And while they don't transmit diseases, their bite does cause a nasty, itchy rash on their victims. As Paris prepares to host the 2024 Olympic Games, this is a problem that the city just doesn't need. The only people benefiting are the exterminators. Who you gonna call? Bedbug busters. Does anyone else feel itchy?
Newshounds.
Every Thursday, Squizzy the Newshound pops his head into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he's sniffed out on the internet. And this week, his snout is twitching because he's smelled a burger that's not all it's cracked up to be. Have you ever been standing in a fast food restaurant, looking up at the menu board, salivating over a breathtaking burger, only for your spirit to be crushed when a tiny, greasy chicken tender between some squashed bread, propped up on a bed of limp lettuce in a sea of mayonnaise, is delivered to you in a brown paper bag? Can you tell that I've had some experience here? Well, so has one New Yorker who has taken on Big Burger in the form of a lawsuit against fast food chains McDonald's and Wendy's, claiming that they misrepresent the size and state of their burgers in their advertising. Burger King and Taco Bell have also recently faced similar legal disputes. Kids who have already completed our Newshounds program will know that Session 5 teaches you all about the tricks the media can use on consumers, how to recognize them, and how to avoid them. If you're a teacher or home educator and haven't signed up to Newshounds, what are you waiting for? And best of all, it's free. Check it all out at squizkids.com.au. Oh, and a huge congratulations to Bryce, who has recently been awarded a Churchill Fellowship, meaning that he'll be investigating the many ways that media literacy is being taught all around the world so that we can continue to bring you the best ways to stop, think, and check so that you too can sniff out all the fishy things happening on the internet. Well done, Bryce.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. We're going to start with a tricky one. What is the name given to winners of the Nobel Prizes, which are being awarded in Stockholm, Sweden this week? Nice work if you said laureates. Question number 2. How old is Dorothy Hoffner, who recently completed a tandem skydive in Illinois? Yep, she's 104. Question number 3. Which tiny insect is the cause of much head scratching in the City of Lights, Paris, France? Of course, it's bedbugs.
Shout outs.
It's October 5. Do Something Nice Day. Feels good to be kind, so let's all try and do something nice for someone today. Maybe I'll unpack the dishwasher for my kids. That's their job, so they'll be totally weirded out by that. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Heidi from Cronulla, Isabel from Mount Gravatt, Yenna from Ermington, and Luciane listening all the way over there in Dubai. And so many of you celebrated a birthday during the school holidays. We don't want you to miss out on a shout out, so we're going to continue to work our way through the very long list of belated shout outs. But wait I reckon we ought to crack out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it. And it's a belated happy birthday to Emma from Yask, Davin from Cannon Hill, Anisha and Ruby from Kellyville, Xander from Canberra, Madison from Roos, Akwani from Andrews Farm, Marlo from Dundas, Pramath from Plumpton, Heidi from Caloundra, Otis from Hazelbrook, Evelina from Bridgewater, Benji from Oyster Bay, Evie from Inverell, Shalom from Mount Isa, Hoopa from Abbotsford, Flynn from Echuca, Maria from DY, Lawa from Forest Lake, Dean from Nowra, Noah from Cannon Hill, Rose from Manapara, Ethan from Epping, Madison from Unanderra, Sammy from Walkerville, Adelaide from Hobart, and Rylan from New South Wales. Don't worry, classroom shoutouts will be back next week. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you want a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. That's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids versus Adults Weekly News Squiz. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.